My name is Allison Gladfelter. Thank you for coming. This is the Center for the Interdisciplinary Study of Language and Literacy, or lovingly we call it CISLL's Annual Retreat. Here is sort of a rough agenda for today. We're going to start off with introductions about our center. I have a little summary for what all of our events have been this year. We are announcing 2 awards, and then I will turn it over to our keynote speaker, Dr. Lisa Goffman. Then between 1 and 2, we will have some of our CISLL POP grant recipients from last year give an update on their progress for the year to share with you all. And then we will wrap it up for the day. One of the key components of our interdisciplinary center is that we are led by an interdisciplinary team. And so CISLL follows a co-directorship model where we have 2 co-directors that are from different colleges across campus. So I have the privilege of serving alongside Dr. Lindsay Harris, who is in the College of Ed in the Educational Psychology program, and I am in the College of Health and Human Sciences in the Speech Language Pathology program. And then we have 3 deputy directors, 1 for each of our special interest groups. So we have Julia Ogg, who is in charge of our Diversity and Language Processing SIG, Mandy Ferretta-Studenberg, who is our Second Language Learning and Bilingualism SIG, and Dr. Melissa Klukas-Walter, who is our leader of the Learning Within the Disciplines and Across the Lifespan SIG. And nothing at all would ever get done if it weren't for our 2 fantastic graduate assistants, Daisy Guerrero, who is getting her master's in speech language pathology, and Suhei Gomez, who is in the school psychology program. As a reminder, these are our 3 special interest groups. We try to provide programming across the year that highlights each of sort of the key areas in our programs. My favorite part about this end of the year retreat is kind of celebrating all of the events and successes throughout the year. So some of our highlights from the fall. We were thrilled that we got to have Dr. Xavier Granja from the University of Alabama come talk to us about all of his work on AI. And so we have a picture of him and Mandy in our podcast studio. We also always do a show and share, which is 3 lightning talks from internal to NIU researchers, 1 representing each of the special interest groups. And then we this year did, for the second time, our Sippin' with CISLL event, where we invite faculty to meet us at Einstein Bagels, and then our lovely GAs escort faculty members up to the One Button studio so that they can record their research elevator pitches to disseminate for whatever means they need to disseminate their research. This spring, we did our spring show and share. Again, 3 internal researchers to NIU representing each SIG. Unfortunately, our Literacy on the Lawn event was canceled due to the weather, but we also offered recurring writing retreats. So that's where we meet up and support everyone to write for an hour online. We also every year offer what we lovingly call our POP grants. So these are proposal or pilot grants. Basically, it's to support seed money for students or faculty doing theses or dissertations, or gathering pilot data for external funding proposals. So we were excited to support 4 student POP grants this year. So you can see that they represent a wide range of different topics and come from a variety of different disciplines. And we were also able to support 4 faculty grants this year. And again, you can see that they're coming from a wide range of disciplines as well. This is my plug for you to come to next year's annual retreat, where they will be sharing the findings of their studies with us. We also want to thank you for the ridiculously long annual assessment survey that we ask you to fill out for us every year. This goes into our center review 4-year massive report that we have to present to the university. So I'm going to show you just this year's data, and then we gave a presentation to our advisory board this December to prepare for our finalized version of this report, the 4-year report to the university. And in preparing for that presentation, some really cool achievements from the center came out that I want to share with you. These are sort of the overview from everyone who responded to our really long survey, so thank you so much. Basically, you were very active. So lots of articles, lots of Book chapters. I love, 28 people responded to this survey, and we had 81 reported publications from only the 28 respondents, so that was really exciting. And I also want to just give a big thank you to everyone who included CISLL as an affiliate center on their external grant submissions. So I mentioned that we've been preparing for our 4-year center review, and following our previous 4-year review, we wanted to come up with an easier way to track all of CISLL's affiliate publications. So we reached out with Janie Schumacher at the NIU Libraries. She established the Husky Commons, which is the institutional repository, and worked with us to create a CISLL-specific tag that you can put on when you're uploading your scholarly works. And so we've been able to track through our Husky Commons account how many papers you all are uploading and how many downloads we're getting. There is a global map here, and it shows where your work is getting downloaded from. So I think this is really cool. In just the last 4 years, those of you who have remembered to upload your works to the Husky Commons, we've had over 14,000 downloads from our papers since then in just the last 4 years, and you can see our reach is very internationally distributed. So if you have not yet uploaded your works to the Husky Commons, I would highly encourage you to do so, both for your benefit and for ours. I also wanted to share over the 4 years how CISLL has invested in our affiliates. And so this has a little bit of data tracking. Over the last 4 years, we've been able to fund a total of 10 faculty grants and 14 student POP grants for roughly just under $47,000. So we're thrilled that we've been able to share that among researchers at NIU. We considered it a really great return on investment because over the same time period, we were awarded $10,786,131. So what you're seeing up here are all of the external submissions, not necessarily all of them that were funded, but all of the ones, that was what was awarded. But what you're seeing are all of the new external submissions that we got in the same time period. So again, thank you for everyone who listed CISLL as an affiliate center on your grants. I also want to plug all of the ways that we're trying to reach out and engage with you, keep you informed on what the CISLL affiliates researchers are doing. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our CISLL Presents podcast. There's lots of really great researcher talks on there, and those are more like casual conversations about research. And then also you can subscribe to our YouTube channel where you get the real meat and potatoes research. And for those of you who are faculty in the room, I want to plug looking at some of those because they make really great class assignments where you ask students to watch them and write reflections, or you could play them in your classes as well. We also have a blog, so if you have students who want to get some experience writing in more accessible, scientifically accessible ways, let us know and we can post a blog post from your students, get that extra publication out there. And then always you can go to our website, and I wanted to put it on here bigger, but this is our big Become an Affiliate button, so if you're not yet an affiliate, please become one. Here is our link tree, so if you're not already following us in all of these amazing social media ways, you can scan our QR code, and that will take you to all of our Insta and YouTube and all the things. Moving on to the celebratory part. This year, the CISLL Outstanding Student Award goes to McKenna Green. And it's, buckle in, ladies, because McKenna's amazing. It is my great honor to present the CISLL Outstanding Student Award to McKenna Green. The CISLL Outstanding Student Award is presented each year to a student affiliate who, throughout their graduate career, has best exemplified CISLL's mission to understand the processes involved in language and literacy in order to enhance quality of life at home, at work, and in the community, and who shows exceptional promise as a future professional or researcher in the fields represented by CISLL. McKenna Green is an extraordinary example of what this award represents. As a PhD candidate in health sciences at Northern Illinois University and a certified speech-language pathologist, McKenna has built a record of scholarship that is both rigorous and deeply impactful. Her work centers on enhancing the quality of life for individuals with neurodegenerative diseases by preserving communication, connection, and dignity, an aim she pursues through an impressive and growing body of research. McKenna has already co-authored multiple peer-reviewed publications in leading journals, including the American Journal of Speech-Language Pathology, the International Journal of Language and Communicative Disorders, and the Annals of the New York Academy of Sciences. Her work spans topics such as dementia care, interdisciplinary training, and the role of music and environment in communication and well-being. Among these accomplishments, her article titled Caregiver Policies in the United States, A Systematic Review, published in the Journal of Public Health Policy, earned the prestigious Paper of the Year award, and she was invited to present this work at the American Public Health Association conference. This is an honor reflecting both the quality and the national relevance of McKenna's scholarship. Her research program is equally visible on the national stage. McKenna has presented at major conferences, including the American Speech-Language Hearing Association, the Gerontological Society of America, and the Illinois Public Health Association, to name a few. Her work on preparing the next generation of dementia care workforce through service learning has been featured in peer-reviewed conference proceedings and continues to evolve in a growing line of inquiry with direct implications for education and clinical practice. In addition to her publications and presentations, McKenna is actively advancing new research through ongoing projects examining how service learning impacts student knowledge, self-efficacy, and well-being of individuals with dementia, work that bridges research, teaching, and community engagement in powerful ways. Importantly, McKenna's scholarship does not exist in isolation. She is also an instructor for NIU and Western Michigan University, and she works as a clinical supervisor at NIU, bringing research into her classrooms and clinic. Her work ensures that the next generation of clinicians is not only well-trained, but deeply attuned to the human dimensions of communication. McKenna's mentor and nominator for this award, Dr. Jamie Mayer, describes her as a rare and exceptional scholar, someone who combines academic excellence with clinical insight, collaboration, and genuine compassion. She emphasizes McKenna's ability to integrate research, teaching, and practice around a singular goal: maximizing communication-related quality of life for individuals with neurogenic disorders. Taken together, McKenna's accomplishments reflect the very essence of the CISLL mission. She is advancing knowledge in the areas of language and literacy, shaping future professionals, and making meaningful differences in the lives and individuals of families navigating communication challenges. Her work reminds us that language is not just words. It is relationship, identity, and humanity itself. For her outstanding scholarship, her impactful contributions to teaching and mentorship, and her unwavering commitment to improving lives through communication, it is my privilege to present the CISLL Outstanding Student Award to McKenna Green. Congratulations.
It is my privilege to present the CISLL Outstanding Faculty Award to Dr. Rachel Rupnow. This award recognizes a faculty affiliate whose work advances CISLL's mission to understand language and literacy processes in ways that improve life at home, at work, and in the community. Dr. Rupnow's scholarship embodies this mission in compelling and unique ways. When we hear the word literacy, mathematics is not usually the first topic that comes to mind. But mathematics has its own language, its definitions, metaphors, symbols, and norms. Understanding that language is essential for learning mathematics. Dr. Rupnow's work shows us that mathematical literacy is essential and deeply connected to how students make meaning. This makes her an outstanding representative of SIG3, learning with the disciplines and across the lifespan, which brings together research on STEM learning, motivation, school climate, social-emotional factors, and relationship building. Dr. Rupnow's research sits beautifully at this intersection. She illuminates how learners make sense of disciplinary language, how instructors communicate norms and values, and how these processes shape identity, confidence, and belonging in mathematics. Dr. Rupnow's research began with how students and instructors understand complex concepts in abstract algebra. Using conceptual metaphor theory, she identified key metaphor clusters, including sameness, mapping, and formal definition. These clusters reveal how learners use language to grasp complex ideas. This led to her influential work on mathematical sameness, where she and her collaborators developed a 5-dimensional framework showing how students and mathematicians describe sameness across contexts and concepts. Her findings highlight sameness as a unifying idea across mathematics and a critical part of disciplinary meaning-making. Her colleagues describe this work as careful, theoretically grounded, and methodologically rigorous. Dr. Timothy Fukawa Connolly, in his letter of support, highlights her ability to identify subtle conceptual distinctions, to derive insights directly from data, and to advance both the what and the why of undergraduate mathematics instruction. He notes that her work on sameness is not only theoretically rich, but potentially transformative for teaching and learning. She has also become a national leader in studying mathematicians' norms and values, especially around definitions, which is one of the discipline's most important linguistic tools. Her NSF-funded project helps instructors make these norms explicit so students can better understand what it means to read, use, and think with mathematical definitions. In doing so, Dr. Rupnow exemplifies CISLL's core commitments. She engages in basic and applied research on how language functions within mathematics. She develops and applies innovative methodologies, from conceptual metaphor analysis to national survey design. She identifies and promotes best practices for teaching mathematical language and definitions, and she provides evidence-based outreach, supporting faculty at NIU and beyond in improving instruction and expanding access to mathematical literacy. Across her publications in top journals, Dr. Rupnow has built a reputation for rigorous, theory-driven, and impactful scholarship. Colleagues describe her as organized, thoughtful, and deeply collaborative person who elevates every project she works on. She's also a dedicated teacher and mentor, bringing her research into the classroom to make mathematical language more accessible and more humanizing. Her training in inclusive teaching and cultural competence reflects her commitment to equity and student success. Ultimately, her work makes mathematics more accessible, more transparent, and more equitable for students who may not have had the same preparation as those traditionally successful in the field. And last but certainly not least, she is an active member of the CISLL community, attending retreats, participating in events, and securing CISLL funding to support interdisciplinary work connecting mathematics with STEM. For her exceptional scholarship, her representation of SIG 3, her commitment to equity, and her deep engagement with CISLL, it is my honor to present the CISLL Outstanding Faculty Award to Dr. Rachel Rupnow. Congratulations, Rachel.
We really do value your suggestions. If anyone has ideas about people you'd like to see us bring to campus, like Dr. Goffman, or in your own area of interest, we love to hear from you. And we're also always looking for people for our internal campus events. So if you have research that you want to share with your NIU brethren in Cistern, please let us know. My name is Lindsay Harris. I'm a co-director of CISLL. My home program is educational psychology. I want to tell you about cool stuff CISLL can do for you. One thing is we have all of this equipment that is freely available for the cost of filling out a form to our affiliates. We have an eye tracking lab, which has recently moved or will recently move to Watson. We have laptops with different software programs on them that you can check out, such as In Vivo. We have a camcorder, books. So anything you need for your research, we may be able to provide. If you are applying for a grant, there's a moment when you're filling out your grant where it asks you if there's an affiliated center that you would like to include on your grant. You can include CISLL. The fact that you're here today means you've benefited, we think, from CISLL, and you could benefit CISLL in return by including us on your grant application. This is what it looks like when you sit down with your SPA representative to submit your grant proposal. When you apply for a grant, usually from a government agency, in addition to the money you need to carry out your research, the grant will include some money that goes to your university, and whether or not all of that money goes to research at NIU or whether some of that money goes to CISLL specifically depends on your clicking that. And we use those indirect funds to fund things like POP grants and events like this. We have our own little corner on Husky Commons. So Husky Commons is NIU's repository for research conducted and other materials produced by scholars at NIU. If you want people to find your work, it should be posted somewhere in some kind of repository. And if you post it to NIU's repository, you can then get cool stats and images and things that may be persuasive to your department personnel committee or other entities when you go to apply for things like awards and promotion and stuff like that. Not to mention, more people will find your work. If they Google Scholar it up and it's on Husky Commons, they'll get that little PDF link when they search for research. We hope to see you again next fall at our fall kickoff and Sippin' with CISLL.